Hello, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Adams King, and I am going to be reading to you from my reading room. I have a reading room in my house where I like to sit and read. No TV, just lots of books. So here I am, and I'm going to read you two books by Natasha Wing. Natasha Wing is a fun author who loves to write books that go to the same tune as 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. But she puts a lot of different subjects to that same kind of like a poem with a rhyme, and here we go. So we're going to read two books today. We're going to read The Night Before the Tooth Fairy, and we're going to read The Night Before Easter. So we'll start with the Tooth Fairy book, and let's see how it is, how these stories are the same, and how they relate to a Christmas story that you probably know. All right, so here we go. 'Twas the night before the Tooth Fairy would come to my tooth, would come take my tooth. I'd been so excited ever since it got loose. My bottom tooth was dangling and twisting about. Tonight was the night. It just had to come out. I wiggled it and waggled it for such a long time, while my baby brother flashed me his funny toothless smile. Mom handed me an apple. She said, "Here, take a bite." "No, 'cause if I swallow it, guess who won't come tonight?" Dad said, "Let's yank it out with a doorknob and a string." "No way, no how," I told him. "You're not gonna do that thing." Then my brother grabbed our kitten, which scared our cockapoo, who knocked me right over, and out my tooth flew. There it goes, flying through the air. My brother looked around the floor on his hands and knees. When he found it, picture time, we smiled, and I yelled, "Cheese!" A smile without a tooth. Then I ran to the mirror, and what did I see? A cool gap in my smile where my tooth used to be. I could stick a straw through it, then sip up my drink. Or pretend I'm a fountain and spray water in the sink. "Alrighty," said Mom, "time to climb into bed, or the Tooth Fairy may visit some other house instead." My tooth was put under my pillow with care, in hope that the Tooth Fairy soon would be there. His note by his bedstand says, "Tooth Fairy, look under my pillow." I hopped in and nestled all snug in my bed, while visions of fairyland danced in my head. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a twinkling glow. There's no peeking. A twinkling glow. The Tooth Fairy was here. Her wand, how it glittered, her dimples, how merry. Her wings were so sparkly, so light, and so airy. She reached under my pillow. I pretended to be sleeping, and slipped my tooth in a pouch where it stayed for safekeeping. I kept one eye open as she fluttered around. Then poof, she was gone without making a sound. I dug under my pillow and felt something funny. All right, the Tooth Fairy left me some money. "Look what I got," I yelled with a whoop and a holler. The Tooth Fairy gave me a sparkling new dollar. That woke my brother, who started to cry. When Dad picked him up, we could see why. Now my brother and I both have a new grin. My first tooth came out, and his first tooth came in. Can you see the baby's tooth? Very fun. The note says, Happy Bear Toothpaste. Ah, they take good care of their teeth. All right, a fun book about the Tooth Fairy. If you haven't lost your first tooth yet, you will. It'll happen sooner or later. All right, now the night before Easter, since Easter is almost here, another week and a half, and it will be. Let's see how this book reads. The night before Easter. Here comes the Easter bunny. 'Twas the night before Easter, just before dawn. Not a creature was stirring out on the lawn. It's almost morning. Our baskets were set on the table with care in hopes that the Easter bunny soon would be there. Looks like the cat's sleeping in one of them. Sister and I were tucked snug in our beds while visions of jelly beans danced in our head. Then out in the barn, the hens made such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. When what to my curious eye should appear but a big fuzzy rabbit with a crook in his ear. He walked on two legs, which I thought was quite funny. No rabbit could do that, except the Easter bunny. See the crook in his ear? His ear bends a little bit. That's a crook. He sniffed at a pansy, a tulip, a rose. He jumped over a shovel, a rake, and a hose. Seems like a very happy Easter bunny. Then up to our house in just a few hops, he came bearing chocolates and striped lollipops. See the little boy peeking out the window? I wonder if his sister is still sleeping. I sat on the stairs, not making a sound. That swift, dapper bunny sprang in with a bound. Look at the cat in the basket. Like, I better get out of here. His soft fur was spotless from his head to his toe. His vest was all checkered, his tie in a bow. His eyes, how they sparkled, his whiskers, how merry. His tail was like cotton, his nose like a berry. He made not a sound, but went straight to his treasure, filled up our baskets, adding more for good measure. Looks like even the cat gets some candy. Chocolates and chicks and candy galore spilled from our baskets and onto the floor. And just when I thought that the bunny was done, he picked out some eggs, looking over each one. See the boy up here? He carefully hid them on couches and chairs, the mantel, the bookshelf, and under the stairs. Well, he still doesn't see that boy. When our rooster crowed, he turned with a start. He wiggled his nose and then went with his cart. He sprang from the house with a single bound. and bounced down the street without making a sound. There he goes. I read his note as he hopped away. Happy Easter to all, and to all a great day. All right, boys and girls, happy Easter to you. I will see you in 2 weeks. I hope you have a good week next week when we have off from school, off from schoolwork if you're a remote learner. And everybody, I'll see you soon. Bye.